Hey guys, it's Alaska, and I'm one of the CEOs here with vPhase.
Hey guys, it's Charlie Xavier. I'm the other CEO for vPhase Body Cleanse, and we're coming to you live from England, UK, and we're going to be having a guest on this evening. Is this the test or is this the real thing, or what?
This is the real thing.
This is the real thing.
This is
Okay,
the real deal.
this is the real deal, apparently.
Testing.
Testing.
No, we're actually going to have one of our cleanse member guests on here. Her name is Tamara, and she is actually pre-diabetic, and she's been taking medications for full-blown diabetics. So we're going to talk about her experience and what happened when she stopped her medication. So I'm going to let Charlie kind of talk to you for a little bit while I get everybody on here, including Tamara.
Okay, cool. This is something that I'm pretty excited about, and those of you that are watching right now, you guys definitely want to stay on. When you come on, just let us know where you're watching from, and if you or maybe somebody in your family is diabetic, you definitely want to share this to your page as well, because I've been saying this for a long time. And, just by chance, Tamara, who's going to be coming on in a second, she's pre-diabetic. So it was a question of the doctor saying to her, this is going to get serious if you don't stop in the direction that you're going in. They put her on some medication. She stopped taking the medication just before she started the cleanse. And now I think it's about a week and a half to 2 weeks into the cleanse. Now she feels so much better. And she's not actually taken the medication since she stopped, which is absolutely amazing. I'm a strong believer of allowing the body to heal itself. But first of all, you have to create that kind of environment for the body to heal itself. Number one is cleansing. An intestinal cleanse is the true way to cleanse. And then changing your diet onto a predominantly plant-based diet, if not all plant-based. But we don't kind of shove that down people's throats. But myself and Alaska, we're both vegan. And we do believe that fruit and vegetables and herbs are healing the body.
They are.
And they're medicine. And Tamara's going to be coming on shortly, and she's going to tell us about her journey. And those of you that have diabetes or have a family member or friend that may have diabetes, you definitely want to share this. You definitely want to share this information with them on your page, tag them, etc., because this is going to be really, really interesting. Tamara's going to be coming on soon.
Yep.
And just a little bit about the cleanse itself. The cleanse that Tamara's doing is the vPhase Body Cleanse entire 28-day intestinal cleanse. She's doing phase 1 out of the 4 phases of the cleanse. So you would cleanse 4 times in a year to have a completely full cleanse and get the best benefits from it. And then you would do it as part of a lifestyle thing. So it's not just some kind of fad that you would do and then stop doing it. And it is an opportunity not only for you to lose some weight. The average person actually is carrying anything up to about 15 pounds of fecal matter, and it's like dehydrated fecal matter in the intestines. And if you are obese, then that could be anything from up to 50 to 60 pounds. We did do a presentation on that last week, which was pretty eye-opening.
Ooh, it was.
Absolutely. So Tamara is just said hello. We've got Brittany on here as well watching. We've got quite a few people here watching. So if you are watching, guys, you definitely want to hit that share button and get this information out there. Somebody just asked a question. I'll just wait until I finish that. Is she type 1 or type 2 diabetic? Evan Biddy.
We're actually going to let her.
She'll explain to you,
Yeah.
but she's actually pre-diabetic. Okay, and but it's been widely documented. Even people with type 1 and type 2 diabetes, after cleansing and adopting a plant-based diet, they have stopped taking their diabetes medication and indeed reverse the symptoms of diabetes. Now, big myth, I'm going to bust a myth here for you. People think that you develop diabetes in 2 ways. One of them is genetic, which, that is true. And then the other is from consuming too much sugar, which is false. Diabetes is actually contracted by eating too much fat. And Sorry, we're just.
She's trying to call us.
Yeah. She's Tamara's just trying to call us, and it's through consuming too much fat, not too much sugar. Okay, and also you can get diabetes genetically. But what most people do is they copy their family members' eating habits, their mother and father, brother, sister, that kind of thing. They copy their eating habits. You can't tell me for 1 second that when all of the family are all eating a very, very high-fat diet and they've got diabetes, and you also are on a high-fat diet, that it's genetic. It's not. It's to do with lifestyle. You're just literally copying the exact recipe of how to become a diabetic from other people in your family that are also diabetics. So there's that to take into consideration as well. Okay. Tamara's going to be joining us in a second.
Yep, she's sometimes, since Facebook has done this update, it just gives people such the hardest time. But she's here, guys. You can actually see her trying to jump on. Let me try this again and add her. Okay, so it's trying to add her right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
The moment of truth.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are jumping on and saying hello and where you're tuning in from. Okay, and let's see. It's giving her, let me try, I'm going to call her while we're live.
Okay, we're going to get her on the call now.
Yeah.
Just a second,
it
guys.
It just happens to be this way, okay? It's not our fault. Okay, let's see. Oh, there she is.
Way.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
That was back up some. Okay, great to have you on here. So introduce yourself, Tamara. Let everybody know who you are, where you are, but not your location. And
okay.
What you do.
Okay. I'm from Washington State in the U.S. and I'm a subcontractor for the state. And what else do you want me to say? I'm near Walla Walla, Washington.
Okay. And you're actually you take care of people for a living, right?
Yes. I teach them life skills and get them to their appointments and deal with their emotional and teach them how to deal with their own emotions and
amazing
life skills.
That's amazing. So we just gave you a little bit of an introduction, and but obviously you go ahead and tell everybody your story in terms of you being a pre-diabetic and what you've done since then to come off of the medication, etc.
And how you feel and everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, what I did is I started watching. A friend added me to your guys' group like last year. And I just started watching everything that was taking place and decided I'm going to order a kit. So when I finally got my kit, I was pretty much pre-acclimated to not eating a lot of beef and changing my diet.
Yeah.
And so when I got the kit, I was really excited, and I started taking it, and a couple days I kind of felt really weak and tired and dizzy, and then I felt like I had my stomach, you could literally feel the clay move through your body. It's crazy. And I have the doctor had diagnosed me with pre-diabetes and put me on medication that made me horribly sick. So I went off all the medications that he had me on.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot better. I actually have more energy. I'm losing inches. I had broken my hip a couple years ago and got a hip replacement last year, and they had diagnosed me with fibro. But I haven't had any of the fibro symptoms at all since I've been eating different and doing the cleanse. And I feel a lot clearer in my mind. I don't know if that makes any sense because I'm 51, but I literally feel clear like I did in my 20s and 30s. So it's pretty amazing, and my energy level's gone up. So I love this stuff.
It makes complete sense. And now I think what you've gone and done, you've gone and proven something that I've been saying for a long time, it's just that a lot of health conditions, and obviously in your case it's kind of a pre-diabetic scenario, but you're obviously heading in that direction, that it all starts off with intestinal health. And obviously the diabetes itself, I don't know whether your doctor mentioned this to you, but diabetes does come about from actually a very high fat diet, as opposed to high sugars. Look it up. It's actually high fat. So you're consuming a lot of fats, and that is how you actually contract diabetes, not from having too many, cookies and things like that. Although, obviously things like cookies and confectionery cakes will have fat in it anyway.
Eventually,
Yeah, but it will send you in that direction. And the intestines themselves, they're incredibly complex, and the intestines have a really complex nervous system which communicates directly to the brain. So when you're saying things like you've got more mental clarity, well, the signals that your intestines send to your brain on a daily basis govern actually over a lot. And there's a lot of interesting research to say that a lot of mental health issues actually come from poor intestinal health, funnily enough, because of the communication between the intestines and the brain.
And what's interesting about that is I've been doing a lot of like studying, and you guys post a lot of stuff, and then I just keep going with it and watching different documentaries.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what I found in the United States, they treat things differently than they do in the UK.
Yeah.
The UK actually pays for their people to do fasts and cleanse.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at the difference between the countries on how they want to take care of their people.
That is amazing.
Because I thought that was,
I can firsthand say, and I think I've talked to you about this when we did our first coaching session, that it's a big difference in how much the governments actually show their care and concern between countries. It's huge. It's a big you say vastly different.
Yeah.
It's
yes.
The US just doesn't seem to care as much. It's like, they're trying to just get rid of people so they can have some more room. And the UK is actually trying to preserve the people and make sure that they're okay. That's, and they have free care here as well.
Yeah. And I don't think,
amazing. Yeah.
I mean, I still think that there is a level of corruption out here in terms of the pharmaceutical industry. But you've got to understand,
I agree.
Well, the biggest pharmaceutical companies, we're trading with US companies anyway. That's where a lot of the pharmaceuticals that we get in this country, it comes from the US. We do develop some things ourselves as well. So there still is that, this similar level of corruption than what there is in the United States. But the United States is just, completely out of control. And it just seems to me that they just want to pump everyone full of drugs, manage symptoms, never really find a cure, because cures don't fill anybody's pockets, do they?
Exactly.
And I think if people actually start to realize that many cures for many diseases are very, very easily accessible. Yeah. It's just
use your food as medicine instead of medicine to.
Yeah, this is it. And actually it's all there around us anyway. Nature supplies it for us for a reason. And anything artificial doesn't belong in the body anyway. Everything that we actually need is from a predominantly plant-based diet, if not all. Myself and Alaska are vegan. We don't eat any meat, seafood, or dairy. And it does have these magical effects. And as you found out.
I agree.
So what are you kind of eating on a daily basis at the moment, Tamara?
Well, I had like an apple for breakfast. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it's just easy for me. I had like an apple for breakfast.
Yeah.
And then during the day, like I'll slice up fresh lemons and put them in water and just shake it and carry, and I'll just keep refilling. And I have like an additional stuff I carry with me, like fruit.
Yeah.
And I'll just do like a little fruit, like cut up fruit and clean it, grapes and strawberries, and carry it with me.
Yeah.
And cucumber water.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's getting a little cold here now, so it's harder to get the real fresh produce, but that's okay. I still kind of find what I need, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So you're eating mainly fruits and vegetables on a daily basis.
Yes.
And I think this is something.
And I'm gonna
go on. Sorry, Tamara.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you go.
And I was gonna say, when you're taking these shakes, you become full.
Yeah.
You're not as hungry.
Yeah.
And when you eat a piece of fruit, you're full for hours.
Yeah.
And I know some people are like, what? Seriously, you are full and you are happy and content for hours
Yeah.
with that piece of fruit.
Yeah. And I think this is something
Mm-hmm.
that scares most people, and they don't see fruit as being like a meal, but it is. It is. It absolutely is. And we've been led to believe that this kind of standard American or Western diet of 3 square meals a day, and you have to have your carbs and all this kind of stuff, and your protein from meat and all this. It's all complete rubbish. Most fruit has protein in it, and in fact, a lot of the animals that people are consuming, I mean, where do they get their protein from then? Where does the cow get the protein? Or
Exactly.
the chicken?
Not
Exactly.
thinking about that.
Yeah. And what I found too is I kind of even did like more of when I wasn't hungry,
Yeah,
I started paying more attention to my body instead of doing the rules of, oh, I have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
yeah,
Because usually I'm not a breakfast person.
yeah,
But I found that when I just drink lots of like lemon waters and stuff like that, I listened to my body, and it's like it took a day and a half to have real hunger pangs.
yeah,
And that's where you're like, oh, I'm really hungry.
yeah,
Instead of just, oh, it's 2, I better have a snack.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
hmm
And again, you you can become very intuitive when you start listening to your body. And again, that goes back to, this is something that I'm really passionate about, this whole the relationship between the digestive system and the brain, because it's so complex. They actually call the digestive system the second brain, because
I actually,
it's so complex.
yes, I watched that documentary.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
and your digestive system will tell the brain what it needs. It's actually really quite advanced. And once you cut out all the crap out of your diet, and your body can actually start to work properly again, and
Yes.
that relationship between the gut and the brain, the communication becomes a lot clearer then.
Yeah.
And the brain's actually listening to what the gut's telling it.
Yeah, and I noticed that too, that like my skin
Yeah,
feels really great,
yeah,
and it's like it changed, and my hair, I can feel it in my hair too,
yeah,
Yeah, we definitely
just changing.
we went over that.
hmm
It's the fact that now you're starting to clear up the areas where it's clogged up and you can't receive the nutrients or the vitamins from all the supplements that you receive, and that you purchase as well. It's because of all the sludge, the mucoid plaque that's lining your intestines, that's not allowing any penetration of nutrients. So it just kind of stops our hair growth, our nail growth. It makes it weak, and it just stringy and starts falling out, and our skin starts to get all nasty. And once you start clearing that up, that's where your skin starts to glow, your hair starts to glow or grow. Like I told you
Yeah.
last year, my hair was pretty much right here to my ears. And then literally 4 months later, I realized there was hair growth. And I was like, oh, it couldn't have been from cleansing. But then the more I cleansed, the more it grew, and the more my nails are like literally so, just
Wow, that looks great.
they keep growing. And I've never had long nails that didn't curve or bend and peel off. So it's a result from cleansing. And it's just because now I'm able to my body's receiving all the vitamins and nutrients and supplements that I've needed that I haven't been able to get.
Mm-hmm. And it's about just
I
creating the environment for your body to actually do what it does anyway very well, which is heal itself. And the saying "you are what you eat" is very true. And I really cannot think to myself that anyone could honestly have the understanding that when they're sitting down in Burger King or McDonald's, that the food that they're consuming has any benefit whatsoever to their overall health. It just doesn't at all. It's the complete polar opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not trying to propagate this kind of, you must live like a monk and
Mm-hmm.
never drink and never have fun and never eat the kind of things that you like. All that we're saying is, for most, if you practice some kind of fasting, she's dropped. She'll
She
come
might
back
have
on
got
in.
a call, yeah.
Yeah, she'll come back on in a second, guys. I'll just continue what I was saying. If you practice some kind of fasting, like myself in Alaska, we do intermittent fasting.
Yep.
So we will not eat anything for 18 hours every single day, and we'll only eat within 6 hours. Yeah. And obviously, 8 to 9 hours of that is us sleeping anyway. I like to sleep a lot, so
He does.
I sleep between 8 and 10 hours. I got to get some sleep, beauty sleep. You see,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe
I
it,
have to
but I'm
drag him out
actually
the bed.
67. But
what does that make me? Not a cougar. What do I do?
my sugar baby.
I'm his sugar baby. But yeah. Sleep is very important though too. So I mean, getting enough rest is very
absolutely
important to proper health.
Yeah. So from like Monday to Thursday, we're hard at it, cleansing, intermittent fasting, having a completely vegan diet. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we tend to relax a little bit more and have a little bit more fun. So that's really what we're saying here, guys, is